Hey, what's up? Listen, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I share everything freely. No paywalls. I don't ask for email signups. I try to be transparent. I just give you the information to use in a Notion document to get the information. So, if I do a sponsored video, there's a good reason for it. And today's one of those days. And I didn't want to waste your time. Yes, this is a sponsored video, but I want you to know this real quick before we get into it. It's not just a sponsored video. It actually solved a problem that I was looking for that happened to be just one of the features of this tool. And as I tested it, I found some other really cool things that it does. So not only did I say yes to the sponsorship, I decided that I actually wanted to pay for this service myself every month. So I want to show you what this tool does because I think it's going to be a really good solution for a lot of you. And it's also probably going to save a lot of you some money too. So let's hop on the computer and check it out. All right, so we are inside, and as you can see, this is actually a service by Bluehost. Bluehost is one of the largest website hosting companies in the world. But more importantly, the big thing is that Bluehost has been around for a long time, and they basically built this tool that allows us to chat just like normal, but we have a bunch of different built-in large language models in here that we can use. Not only that, but if you remember in the intro, I said that it solved a problem that I had. And that problem was I would always have multiple windows open with multiple chats going on with different LLMs. And suffering from ADHD, that could be sometimes a pain in the ass. And that's kind of one of the things that I was trying to figure out what would be the best way to be able to do that. And when I was reached out to by the company, this was one of the features. And it was the first thing that I wanted to really try. And like I said, it worked out very, very well. And that's also another reason why I decided to actually join this and actually pay for this. But over here, you're going to have your menu just like normal, that you see new chat, agents, and search. We'll get into agents here in just a moment. Then you have your admin area, notifications, and so forth. So you'll see here AI research agent and AI article writer. Now, those are built-in agents already that the AI All Access Pack has. You can also build your own, and you can build your own that you can share with your team as well. So what I'm going to do in this demo is show you some of the things that I've done, that I've figured out, and just kind of a quick demo of how this works, because what I love about it is that you can really just sit in here and utilize this and be able to go through all the models for the most part. GPT 5.4, Gemini 3.1, Gemini 2.5, Claude Opus 4.7, brand new, 4.6, Claude Sonnet 4.6, Grok. You can see, and then you have the quick responses and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you a chat that I had with it when I was testing this out. Actually, it was the very first chat that I had, and my daughter got injured a couple weeks ago. She has an issue with her knee called patella tendonitis. And I wanted to just find out a little bit more what that was. And I said, you know what, that's going to be a perfect thing for me to check out here. So it was the very first search that I did. So I'm going to bring up that conversation. So I ran this, and this is how it looks when the answer comes through this platform. I actually really do like the look of how this comes out. Now, here's the other thing that I did, and I'll do it again to show you how it works. But as you can see right here, there's a show all responses. Now, the reason that there's a show all responses is because I actually ran it through different models. So currently, this ran through Grok 4.2. So if I go up here to all responses, I can click on any of these. So I did it with Claude Sonnet 4.6. So let's see how Claude's looked. And there you go. And let me just quickly say, the images that you see up here, the links up here, that's because that's where it shows the information, the websites and so forth, the sources that it went through. So it's not adding pictures. I just wanted you to understand that. But here is the way that Claude Sonnet 4.6 laid it out. Here's Gemini 3.1 Pro's response. This was the shortest response, actually, out of all of them. And then we have GPT 5.4, which also was a pretty lengthy answer as well. So it was nice to be able to see the models work and how each one did. So I'll quickly show you how to do that very easily. So once you get the response back from the model, you actually just go right down here. You can see that this last one was the GPT 5.4. So if I just click here, and let's just put this on, I'll put it on Opus 4.6. I think we did Sonnet before. So I'll put it on Opus 4.7. Why not? Let's see how that does. So once I click that, it's going to generate that response. And I do have this call me dude. She seems kind of fun. So, hey, dude, great question. And I'm glad you're being thoughtful about this rather than just pushing her back onto the field. Let me walk you through what's going on with her knee. Then it's going to get into the actual information. And this is Opus 4.7's response. And there we go. Just finished up now. Again, really good information here. Again, the layout looks really, really good. What I do want to show you is something a little bit different. So I'm going to go back over here real quick. I'm going to open up a new chat here. And I want to do a research agent. So one of the things that I'm working on in the background is an app, I guess you can say, for myself that is going to help me write in a very specific way that I'm training it to do. And I want to do a little bit of research on something, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to do a detailed report because I want it to be extensive. And the reason I want it to be extensive is because we're going to use it for another thing that I found out about this that is awesome as well. It was really, really cool. We're going to get to that here in a moment. So what I want to do the detailed report on is, all I wanted to do is I said that I wanted that there's 10 to 15 rules, like a listicle of top writing tools for storytelling for nonfiction. So it's going to go through the whole workflow. You're going to be able to kind of see how this all works right here. All right, so we just finished. I unfortunately did not look at the time when this started, but I would say it probably took about 5 minutes or so. And this is the result that we got. You can see this is a very, very extensive report that it wrote. And you can see, I mean, this is just very, very well put together. There's a lot of research here. The other great thing here is this is the answer. You can also look at the workflow. So if we click on workflow, it shows you that it started the research task, basically the prompt that I gave it, browsing the web. So this is all the different sites and sources that it found. So very interesting, and another good way to be able to kind of see how the AI kind of goes through this process to actually generate such an extensive report. So what I want to do now is something that's pretty interesting. So this is obviously an extremely long report. So if I scroll down here to the very bottom, I can actually export this as a PDF, a docx, or as Markdown. So I'm going to export this as a PDF. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically tell it, I want you to take the file that I'm going to attach to this chat, and I want you to thoroughly investigate, analyze it, and create a series of HTML slides. That's the prompt that I use. Very, very simple. It understands what you're doing. So I'm going to send that over. Actually, you know what? Here's one other thing too. What this allows me to do is web search, right? So I'll put that on there anyway, just for the purpose of this demo. So let's submit this. And what this should do is it's going through and it's going to create that presentation that I want. All right. So it just finished doing the HTML files. I'm going to take this code and I'm going to just paste it into a simple text document. I'm going to open up my text editor, and I want to make sure I make it regular text. So make plain text. So I'm just going to paste that, and there we go. So there is the actual, that's the website, right? So we're going to name this, we're going to call this Extensive Report Demo. This right now is still in HTML code. It's in text format. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove .txt and I'm going to put HTML and I'm going to hit return. This window is going to pop up basically asking, do I want to convert this from TXT to HTML? I said, yes. You're going to see this change. Boom. So all that code just turned right into a very familiar looking type of presentation, if you've seen some of my other videos. And as I go through this, you'll see that it comes in all nice, looking good. And it's all of the information summarized into this HTML presentation. So if you wanted to change the way that this looked, you could just simply go back to the chat and you can actually ask it to, to change it. I don't like the color, or I'd like to do this, or I'd like to do that. You can also do it per slide. So with that being said, we know that we have a new model of ChatGPT in here as well. So if we go into a new chat, I'm going to put on web search again, and I'm going to change this to GPT 5.4. All right, so I quickly hopped over to my gem that I talked about in another video. I'm just going to copy this JSON code. And this is what I gave it, a cinematic macro shot of a dragonfly sitting on a tiger lily with morning dewdrops. And this is the JSON code that it gave me, and this is all built in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to the chat, and I am going to ask it to create me an image. So create me a photorealistic image. And then I'm just going to paste the code in there, and I am going to submit it. Now this happens. Lots of people are making images right now, so this might take a little bit. Hang tight. Takes about as long as it normally does. So I think it's just giving you that information just so that you know it's not going to be instantaneous. All right, cool. And it is done. And you can see that it has this GPT image 1.5. So we know it's using the 1.5 model, which was still a pretty good model. And obviously when you're putting in prompts that are pretty extensive, like that JSON prompt, you're going to get a pretty good result. So if we open this up, oops. There we go. So pretty good. And you can see that the GPT image is actually smaller here because it's actually not a watermark. When you download this, you get this, no watermark, nothing. So you're able to create images through here as well using the ChatGPT model. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change it to Gemini 3.1, which should use the Nano Banana model. So let's see what happens. And there we go. There is the Nano Banana. So if I open this up, you can see Nano Banana right there, and I can highlight it, which means that when I download this, guess what? There's no Nano Banana or Gemini watermark on the file, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So images, HTML pages, obviously websites, you can do landing pages through this and all that kind of stuff. In fact, you know what? Let's try a little experiment real quick. Let's go open up a brand new chat, and let's use Grok for this. Grok has a pretty good image creator as well. This is the prompt that I gave it. I'm going to I'll put this back on web search and I will submit this. So essentially what I want to do is I want to have Grok create me a mock-up of a landing page. And if I like the response, or if I like the way that it looks, then maybe we will use it. And yeah, okay, so it's going through, processing the image. Again, lots of people are making images right now. It still takes about the same amount of time if I was doing this through Grok directly. So let's see. Okay, boom, there we go. So let's open this up. And there we go. So why owning an alligator is never a good idea with children or dogs. So this is a pretty good mock-up, I would say. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy this image, and I am going to start a new chat. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to put this onto Sonnet again. I'm going to paste the image there. So that's a really, really general prompt. Nothing crazy there, right? But we've attached the image of the mock-up that we made. Let's see if it creates something that has that same look and feel. So it's building this now. I wanted to just go back here. There was one thing that I had to change because you're going to see that this is the second response. And one thing that I forgot to add was to put the HTML into plain text in a text window that I can copy and paste into a text editor. And that's just going to have it go through and put it in the text editor like before, or the code window, I should say. So I can just copy this into the text editor and kind of go from there. But I just wanted to mention that because I forgot to put that in there and I had an issue and I wanted to get through it. I did it, not this. It was my fault. So let's let this finish building and take a look at how it came out. Okay, so it just finished. And here's something pretty cool that happens. The images pull from Unsplash, which is free public images. So if you're not familiar with Unsplash, but you're familiar with Pexels, basically the same thing. You're able to utilize pictures from that site for free. So it's going to have embedded those images in there already. All right, so grab the code, copy it, make sure it says copied. I'm going to go to my text editor. I'm going to create a new document, and I'm going to make sure that I set this formatting to just plain text, right? We don't want it in RTF, rich text. So we're going to paste the code right in there. Everything looks good. Awesome. So we're going to just name this Alligators Are a Bad Idea. And let's get rid of the punctuation, and we are good to go. Let me save it to my downloads. Good to go. All right, so now if I go over into my downloads and Alligators Are a Bad Idea, I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to add .html. I'm going to hit return. The little window is going to pop up. Yes, use HTML. There it is, just changed. Double click it, and there is our landing page that we built in a matter of minutes. Now, I will say that while this looks good, it did not follow the color structure, the color scheme that I wanted, right? So why did it do that? I don't know, but it could have been something that I said. It could have been something with the prompt, HTML that has the same look and feel as the attached image. Make it a landing page that talks about what an alligator. Okay. So perhaps I wasn't clear enough. So that's not a problem. What I want to do is I'm going to ask for a follow-up. So should be getting something back that changes the look of the site. And we'll keep it up there. And we'll let this do its thing, and then I'll be back in a second to see how this one looks. All right, so it's completed the revisions, and it's telling me exactly what it changed. So I'm going to set this back up, and we'll compare how the first one came out and then how this one looks now. So I'll be right back. And here we are. This is much more like what I was looking for. Not exactly. This is, I might make some changes and all that kind of stuff, especially to this picture. This just looks a little bit strange, like the colors are not correct, but you can see that it changed everything in a matter of seconds. And we have a really, really nice looking landing page, right? And again, this is all through this platform, just using different large language models together in one window, which is such a helpful thing to be able to do. So the last thing that I want to show you real quick is the agents feature that we have. So if we go over to agents, you'll see right away that you have your AI research agent and your AI article writer. And it actually does write really good articles, the tool. And it's very simple. You just go right into start chat. You just tell it exactly what you want it and how long you want the article to be. And it will go through, and it's already pre-programmed, right? So click the back button here. So you can see you have team agents. This is what you can share with your team. And then obviously it's shared. These are my agents that I built that I have set up to share with my team. And I've just created a couple different things here for testing. But what essentially you're doing, we'll look at this lyric writer. So if I click here, I can go and I can edit it, and you can see exactly what I did. So I named it lyric writer. I have the instructions for the agent, otherwise known as, if you're creating a gem, you would put the instructions in the gem. If you're creating a project, you might put it in the instructions for the project. If you're creating a custom GPT, same thing. These are the instructions, right? So have AI write your instructions for you is probably the best, and pop those instructions in there. And then once you do that, you just simply click next. You'll go into this. This is, you can upload your knowledge base. That's what I did. I uploaded a document. You can have up to a gig of information in here, and you can also add URLs too. When you're done with that, you click next, and this is where you can actually configure it. Now, sometimes you might see it like this when you first go in there, so just make sure that you toggle these on. So I have this set down here to balanced, and I'm just going to click finish. And once that's done, you will see a new card show up for your new agent. Very, very simple. And the great thing is that you can have multiple agents here that can do different tasks for you. And you can then take those tasks, bring those into a new chat. choose which model you want, or you can just let it choose for you based on your question. That's what it's going to basically do, is auto route it for whatever type of question and what it feels is going to give you the best answer, or the research and all that kind of stuff. Again, I personally put the web search on. I just feel like it's probably going to search regardless if it's doing deep research, but I toggled it on regardless, and I've always gotten really good results with it. And, you know, I think the big thing here is that right now, you saw me build an HTML presentation with over 20 different animated slides. You saw generating images through multiple different platforms, Grok, Anabana, GPT Image 1.5 as of right now. You also saw me do an extensive report with Agent Research. And you also saw me just regular kind of prompting. And you saw how I could actually use multiple large language models to get a result, and then look at them and say, okay, you know what? Grok's response was the best out of all of these, you know, or maybe it was ChatGPT's was the best. The thing is that you're able to see it now all contained in one window, which was a big thing for me. I was hopping back and forth between different things, forgetting what I was doing. If I got up to do something and all that kind of stuff, I'd come back and it was just, you know, legalized chaos in my mind, I guess you can say. This has helped me out a lot, and I'm still getting a little bit used to it because I'm so used to going back and forth into different windows and tabs and all that. But I'm loving how this has kind of consolidated a lot of this stuff into one tool for me that I can use quite a bit for a lot of the stuff that I do throughout the day. So with that, you know, you're looking at $20 a month to get everything. Now, see plans, there's two plans. There's a $20 and a $25 a month plan. You can see that the All Access Pack and the All Access Pack Privacy Plus. And that gives you everything in the All Access, but it gives you some privacy mode, privately hosted LLM access, end-to-end encryption, user-specific PIN protection, incognito mode for highly sensitive conversations. So for $5 extra a month, if privacy is a big thing to you, you can get that, and you have access to everything that I showed you, everything that's going to be coming, as well as some additional privacy for you as well. So with that, that's about it for this video. Again, I want to thank Bluehost for reaching out to me and allowing me to test this and see how it is. And like I said, I joined as a paying subscriber of this tool. I like it that much, and I hope that you do too. But thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know. Links and everything like that will be in the description. This is Craig, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.